Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you're serious about the digital asset space, and let's get right into it. So to kick things off, this was actually found originally by Stephen Bull from the DIP and shared here by the Spiritual Groove with the source as well. Breaking news, Western Union is now testing and considering the use of XRP, the digital asset. We know Western Union is one of the world's biggest MSBs, money service businesses, a direct competitor with MoneyGram. Now MoneyGram, of course, with the strategic acquisition with Ripple and that $50 million investment, we are actually using XRP in live payment flows via on-demand liquidity in various corridors and really working on expanding and developing the liquidity even further. Once the volume begins to truly ramp up, and once the Volcker rule and things of that nature are in place and hedge funds in these groups can truly hold and custody said digital assets, things will really get moving. I'm going to talk a little bit about gold in the metals market and XRP specifically in this video. So right here, I'm going to try to keep this video to 10 minutes. Cryptocurrency related activity. We know Visa, both, partnered with Coinbase, of course, and we know their connections with Visa and Earthport acquisition, and then Earthport and Ripple's connection, and then even, Coinbase and Ripple investing into Securitize to tokenize securities. I saw Thinking Crypto make a video. It's as simple as, pointing and clicking and actually creating your own tokenized securities on the market. This is the future. It's simply software rollouts and integrations, and really is going to be easier even if you are not that tech savvy. Right here, Western Union circled, testing and considering use of Ripple XRP for cross-border. Ripple has made a $50 million investment in Western Union competitor MoneyGram, right? And then note this, and this is by Credit Suisse right here. The source company reports and public commentary, and this is as of this year, January 2020. This is not old. We've seen Western Union speculate, try to create FUD in the market for XRP. And then I also saw digital asset investors sharing that early on they kind of had an enrollment program that groups that adopt XRP faster than the others will either get the choice to be paid and rewarded in XRP or the US dollar, similar to the PayPal referral program. Keep in mind, this is for institutional investors, guys. So, right here, the note, we do not plan to express views on cryptocurrencies themselves. And obviously, banks, MSBs, these groups cannot. These are speculative investments right now in a nascent market, meaning they are young, there's tons of upside potential, but there's a lot of maturity left to do. The scope of our research is interested and limited to the potential, to the impact, benefit, or harm, the financial results and stock prices of the companies we cover. Understood. So they have to act, responsibly with this. All right. Next up, this is shared by Stephen Bull from the DIP. So proof that Vintabel Limited is investing in these cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. I am bullish on Ethereum and XRP, obviously. I think the XRP ledger will absolutely have a place, becoming, the consensus mechanism and governance is more decentralized day by day. Ethereum has some great smart contract capabilities being integrated with some of the biggest groups in the world. Now, I personally believe, and maybe my confirmation bias based off the math I've done and seen, XRP has a higher chance for an ROI. In my opinion, I think it is being artificially suppressed a lot more than the other assets, and this is why I remain to be bullish. A lot of people are looking at the price. 2017, XRP was one of the best performers in terms of price movement upward. Now it is one of the worst performers and has been low all the time. The funny thing is, the newcomers in the space do not understand the foundation and fundamentals of investing. They're going to be tackling the coins that are moving the most and volatile, and I wish you luck. But for me, I will be buying the majority of my portfolio in XRP, something that has been artificially suppressed in my opinion, and I believe when it moves will be rather explosive. And yes, I own other altcoins. I am bullish on many projects that serve a real purpose and solve real problems. So, financial institution wave is coming to the crypto space. Right here is proof. So, financial products by Vintabel Hong Kong. They are a company incorporated under the laws of Hong Kong. We can see where they're licensed, dealing in securities, dealing in future contracts, regulated activity. So right here, established under the laws of Switzerland and listed on the SIX Swiss exchange. We've already seen those, various crypto indices, those index funds listed on SIX as well. This is SIX. Okay, talking about wealth management, things of that nature. And then as we can go right here, proof, Ripple XRP, and this is February or perhaps April, I'm not sure how they listed the dates. Regardless, this year of 2020. Now we can actually go to this link You can control F if you'd like, and then Ripple is right there, XRP. And just to kind of get a look at the other groups, so we can see Vauntable Financial Products, and really, listed, UBS, Unicredit, RippleNet Partners, no surprise. I've seen Goldman Sachs going through this. This is a 100-page document, so you get it. HSBC, watch HSBC and Deutsche Bank. All right, next up. Chris Giancarlo, guys, this is pretty funny, and I wanted to share this. This is the former CFTC chairman of the United States. He actually retweeted this post talking about, CoinDesk sharing this and saying, "Money reimagined as tech, politics, and COVID-19 collide, a global reset looms." Now, why am I so bullish, and why am I actually entertaining the thought of a global reset to some form of another? I'm not saying some crazy currency reset, even though anything is possible. I'm saying something on the back end and kind of a move for all these nations to work together to truly drive innovation and create this level playing field narrative that we've been hearing about for several years. Access to, medicine, technology, things of that nature, just to really drive humanity forward during this pandemic. Okay, so it's very bullish that he even shared this, talking about a global reset looms. Now, why am I talking about this? Have you guys been paying attention to the gold market? Watch the metals. It is my belief that gold, silver, palladium, things that have been being bought in bulk by institutions and banks, central banks are one of the biggest owners of gold, are going to be used in some version or another. Now, will we go back to a gold-backed dollar? Perhaps. Will it be, pegged 1-to-1, or what kind of ratio, or, how much weight involved? I'm not sure to what degree, but I believe that we are going to be moving towards an economy that is backed by real value once again. And I think this is what's really happening on the back end. As we can see right here, Gold Telegraph, breaking news, the government of India, keep in mind one of the BRICS nations, the acronym BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa have been one of the biggest compilers, accumulators of gold in recent years, trying to get away from the US dollar reserve status. In consultation with the Reserve Bank of India, already in the pipeline for RippleNet, has designed, what was the gentleman? What was his name? Rajan. He was at Swell talking about RippleNet technology. He was the former governor of the Reserve Bank of India. Has decided to issue sovereign gold bonds. Do you see how this is starting now? Drip, 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 or trickle, 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 flood. The sovereign gold bonds will be issued in 6 tranches from April 2020 to September 2020. September will be a month to remember. All right, right here, Gold Telegraph again. This is a major development. India is now signifying to the marketplace that the reintroduction of gold to monetary policy is here. This is exactly what I was just saying. Other countries will follow as negative yields start to overwhelm the global bond market. Bonds, treasuries, watch this happen. Welcome to a new golden era, folks. Get ready. Guys, I'm unbelievably bullish with this. As we can see, the price of gold has been going up recently. I know a lot of people are seeing all of the news with, RTP, the real-time payments in every bank for that matter. Citibank, HSBC, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. You can give me a bank and I'll show you an article, whether it's this year or from even 2017, talking about this RTP platform. And keep in mind, XRP Darren, tons of research, and I'll go over this in the future as well. RTP may not directly be XRP usage, but it's showing, digital assets coming and being used with distributed ledger technology in the future. We improve these domestic payment rails, and this is what I want to emphasize. This is validating that the majority of banks are adopting real-time payment initiatives, adopting distributed ledger technology. This is not speculation. This is fact. Look at the billions of dollars. Bank of America rumors, they're not rumors. Real-time payment for banks, they still need interoperability with a ledger, of course, on a distributed network to create this level playing field. They need a protocol, perhaps interledger protocol, to bridge the networks, and then they need a bridge asset to transfer that value, in this case, XRP. So I do believe the further we get along, I believe that XRP will play an instrumental role in bridging central bank digital currencies. To what degree? That is the question. I even saw, XRP DT on Twitter sharing that his banks are talking more about, digital wallets and creating their own via digital services. It is happening each and every day. XRP Crypto Wolf just sharing the new XRP Ledger features. We got 1.50, we got 1.60 B1. They're now available. All right, they're going to be deployed by Spring Development Group on the XRP Ledger testnet. They're going to update the mainnet, also the Ripple servers, and this is going to include all kinds of new features, clustering, batch payments, even talking about the proposal by Nick Bougalis of private destination tags. I've seen resurfacing David Schwartz, CTO of Ripple, talking about kind of making maybe a side private ledger for the XRP ledger, so it's private for banks. And regardless, they still need the real XRP. So when usage comes, do not be afraid. The price will have to happen because eventually they'll have to take XRP from the public ledger. This is good for us if this does occur. I'm very bullish on XRP, whether you think it's $3, $100, $1,000. I'm just saying it is unbelievably undervalued. The longer we see this low price, the more it validates that it could be a big price move, or several for that matter. All right. Also, XRP Crypto Wolf sharing the information about the European Parliament and their think tank. They're recommending for the European Union to broaden the definition of crypto assets, expanding the list of these crypto entities that are subject to regulations. All right, this is happening each and every day. It's almost just like a giant act, and they're kind of just setting the tone, setting the narrative for the future. This is going to be one interesting year, I think, let alone national emergency, quarantine. All of that has really, really caught my attention, let alone seeing what's happening with the bond market, the stock market, you name it. Now, I saw Digital Asset Investor as well, quoting this as well off an older Hodor blog, and I really miss that guy. Wish he was still around. I believe he took a position with Ripple. But anyways, it said, at what price would XRP at that time when they wrote the blog, will Ripple be worth, at what price or at what XRP price point will Ripple the company be worth $1 trillion? And this is why people say FUD, it can't happen. Well, according to this, XRP price would just have to be at $17. Just so you're mentally and emotionally prepared for it, the price will not stop at $17. It will keep going past this artificial construct that makes people uncomfortable. Right? The pre-allocation theory has been around for a long time. Listen to Miguel Valles. I'll show and do some topics on him in future videos. Guys, all I ask is to stay tuned on this channel. There are big, big things ahead. With the XRP, everyone thinks XRP. You were missing what the XRP ledger itself can do. You can issue IOUs. You don't have to use XRP as the actual bridge asset, but XRP will still have to fuel the entire network. This means no matter what happens, no matter who uses the XRP ledger, your tokens that you own are in demand. When the demand is high enough and scarcity starts occurring, you know what happens to price. Essentially, the same type of analogy I like to use. We own packets of value before the Internet of Value is coming into being, into fruition. Imagine owning, these IP packets or packets of data and information before the Internet that we know and use today, the Internet of Information, came to be. Those packets then, the XRP in this case, will become more and more valuable as the value travels over the network. Imagine everybody using YouTube, sending email, FaceTiming each other via voice over IP. The more this occurs and the more people do it, with the network effects as well making it more valuable, the higher your asset becomes. This is why I'm unbelievably bullish. Tokenization of all types of these assets are coming. Some are already here. There's been talks about this by the leading central banks, by the biggest groups in the world, for not just, a fiat. It's for equities and gold and oil, energy sectors, index funds, you name it, property. Everything's going to be changed, and I'm going to be talking about that. Keep in mind, this XRP ledger, this is a quote from xrpl.org, talking about the ledger itself. The XRP ledger contains a fully functional exchange where you can issue trades and where users can trade issued currencies for XRP or each other directly. Do you really believe that all of this has been built for years, working in tandem with some of the Federal Reserve banks of the world, these central banks, to be built and not utilized in any way? Do you think some of the biggest money service businesses are actually investing into the company Ripple, or talking about, the IPO potential in the future or some degree, and then the XRP ecosystem and creating API plugin integrations to not use XRP or even Interledger protocol that was gifted to the World Wide Web Consortium to be used as the network standard or the protocol standard for the Internet of Value? These are the questions I want you guys to ask. I am not asking you to believe me. I'm asking you to do your own research and think for yourselves. I personally have zero doubt. So with that, guys, I appreciate you all as always. Shout out to the channel members, including Jamie XRP. I appreciate all of you. Be sure to hit the like button, and I will see you in the next video.